What is up, everyone? Volathis here. Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward has just released the patch notes for patch 3.5. Now, I would like to point out that they did release the preliminary patch notes beforehand. I was not available to record that, and I didn't read any of that. So basically, I went ahead and just record patch 3.5. So without further ado, we're going to go read some of the available content. So of course, we have main scenario quests have been added, starting with the tidings of, I'm gonna probably muff this up, Gira Abana, and we have a few more quests here. So it looks like we have, looks to be five quests. And I would also like to point out, I'm pretty sure this is the part 1. This is not part 2. This is just part 1 patch notes. It doesn't look otherwise. And of course, we have Dunescape. We're going to be going back into, I guess I like to call this the Void Arc section of the 24-man raids. Just some quick quests there. Then we have the Roaring Triad, which of course will unlock the final Roaring Triad primal fight with the demon involved in this, and this should bring that story to a close. And then we have new side story quests, the Scholastic, have been added. Looks like we have 4 quests there. And Hildebrand, we're getting 2 more. I actually haven't done really any of the Hildebrand. I'm way behind on the Scholastic, so maybe I'll get those caught up. We have new anima quests have been added with 3 more. The final one being Body and Soul, and that'll still continue later on. We have new Beast Tribe quests. Now these are related to if you have completed it. As it says right here, you have to complete not only Heavensward, but you have to complete all 3 of the other factions, so you have to be, I think the new title is Bloodsworn with all of them. And then we get a few more quests from that. There's additional side story quests. The Fires of Solmaal is obviously going to unlock the other dungeon that we're getting, the other expert, and an Eggy by any other name is unlocking the Eggy Glamour. And then we have Fiery Wings, Fiery Hearts. It says a white lanyard. I think this is the quest to unlock the flying mount version of the Kirin. I could be wrong, but these all have the same kind of name for the mount, so I'm assuming that. It looks like apparently also if you are trying to level your disciplines of hand and land, you're getting more XP from 15 to 50. And then fates, there's going to be more fates that are appearing more often. I think these might be the bigger fates. Then the treasure hunt, new items will be added to the Aquaculus. This always happens, and the additions have been made to the other treasure maps, so they just updated to make it more relevant. Grand companies, you can now get the Pyasa Glamour, I guess you could say, for the company workshop. And it looks like we're getting a UI change to the Grand Company where you exchange your seals. Why I was gonna, and then they're also, so we get some UI here. They're gonna say the mental ability and everything like that, and also your squadron's attributes. See how many you're using, and they've made it easier to it's easier to see if your squadron meets strength requirements when selecting squadrons. I think that's for everything in general. Moving on here, they've added some items, some furnishings apparently, which is Forever Friends, I believe, in the Moongrass plot. And then adjustments have been made to apartments. You can now select go to your own apartment option even when you're in another apartment, and delivery Moogles are in apartment lobbies. They've added the picture frames. Now this should be related to completing, I always forget what this is called. It's the exploration option. I can't remember what it's called. And you can obtain these paintings from the Joyous Painter. Let's see here. It's the sightseeing. There it is, because you have to complete them. The number of paintings for sale will increase when you obtain the following items, and you can select a picture frame that will allow you to choose which painting you wish to display. And The picture frames are used as hangout. There are 3 sizes which can be hung, and there's grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3 if you want a small, medium, or large. And there are no restriction on the number of frames you can use in a estate. So no matter what size your house is, it's more about wall space than anything. And then let's see here, paintings can be previewed ahead of time. They're adding new furnishings. It looks like almost like a bomb here on the right. And then can't tell what they added here. I think it's the airship back there and that lantern. New harvestable props have been added. It doesn't say which ones. And then following items that allow players to employ material suppliers, junk mongers, and armor menders with new appearances have been added. Okay. So new NPCs can sell state-related items. They're adding new fish to the aquarium. We have an example here. I'm assuming of the new fish. They're all right there for you guys to read. A new aquarium interior item has been added. It's called a crystalscape tank trimming. I'm not sure what that is. New equestrian rules have been added. Adjustments have been made to triple triad tournaments. They can now only be held in the battle hall. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the non-queue. No, it is the queue because it says battle hall, which is the tournament. Or I'm wrong. Let me know if which one I'm right about, because I pretty much said each. You can battle. They've added new people to verse in there, number of matches, number of playable matches, rewards. And you can have different items here. New cards have been added. Alright. Adjustments have been made to the Wondrous. Completing any floor of the Palace of Dead will complete the relevant Wondrous Tale objective. Okay, previous requirements have been removed from Frontline. Players can now complete the relevant Wondrous Tale objective by participating in any Frontline campaign. And Alexander the Creator has been added to it. We have new hairstyles, new emotes. We've already been previewed this. They've updated Ildyshire, which I always look forward to, going into the Eggy system. So we have a choice between the Emerald, Topaz, and Ruby Carbuncle. And then they have new dungeons, which of course the other one is the Belsair Wall, which is a story-based dungeon. It'll follow the main scenario quest, and then Solomon hard mode. And then here's the demon, which will be normal and extreme. That fight looks a lot different than this right here. It's actually quite the scenery change. In fact, I wonder how that's going to work in the fight. And then let's see here, Doomscape has been added. We've already talked about that. So it is still sticking to 1 tank, 2 healers, and 5 DPS in your parties. You can only get 1 reward per item. So remember, of course, if you pick something and you win it, you're done for the week for that. Players cannot open a chest belonging to another party, and when you complete it, you get a reward, which you can return, which this should be, it will enhance your Allegan Tomestones of Scripture. I'm curious, though, if we have to get the other previous ones like we did before. Machi Matter will no longer be attained in Weeping City, but only in Doomscape. And the drop rates of the Warring Lantern, Whistle, Dark Whistle, and all that have been increased. And they only require 99. So you can receive Echo. This is Containment Bay P1T6. I believe this is Sophia. Limitation on certain rewards for Alexander have been removed. So that means for your Soul Creator normal mode, you will be getting that. The Strength of Echo and Midas Savage has been increased. They're switching over the new ones like they always do. Your old ones are going to get pushed down in the 60 roulette, and the new ones are in the expert. And then a lot of these are adding things to the duty roulette as well as the mentor. You're going to be adding the Stone, Sea, and Sky, which is the testing dummy for the demon fight. It made adjustments to the Palace of the Dead. You can check an item help test. The maps of certain passageways connecting rooms containing the Karn and return have increased visibility. And then this is saying that until further notice, we're not going to be able to go into the diadem. I believe that should be released in March. So you can exchange items still, it looks like. So if you do have items you want to get random, you can still do that. Frontlines, this is one of the big things here, is that now you can register as a freelancer, which will automatically match you with a grand company at random. You do not have to be queued with your random. You have to enable this though. And for first, number of wolves marks earned for those in the place have been increased. If you're first, you get 1,000. Second, you get 750, and third, you get 500. And they've added following adjustments to have been made. So now you cannot chat in PvP. So what they have here is some quick chat icons. There's a lot of them here, saying what you're doing, like you're attacking the tank, melee, ranged DPS. So they don't have a caster, which I mean, ranged DPS. I guess I forgot they pushed that. And then they have purify ready / not ready, stuff like that. So this is so people basically can't shit talk you in PvP anymore. Although I have a feeling, knowing the MMO community, we're gonna find one of these terms to use that basically says you're terrible at what you're doing. Hopefully not. It's kind of sad to see that chat is disabled, because I mean you can be more direct with the chat, but I understand that unfortunately it just takes a few people shit talking others for that to be removed. The Wolf's Den, the Feast, now has been raised as well. And then we have new 235 PvP gear, which looks like the Gario gear, which is part of that collaboration. That's a little... So I guess this is the new PvP gear, but that's a little strange, but it is what it is. And then this is the new dueling, so you have options. You do not sync item level, or sync item level to the lowest. And this says here, it's when you sync to the lowest, both participants will be synced to match the lowest item level of gear equipped by either player. So if I put an eye level 1 piece of gear on, does that mean it syncs you guys to level 1? I'm a little curious about that. Or maybe it just averages it out. I guess it wouldn't average it out because that's what item level is. Well, no, it probably goes off your item level, whoever has the lowest versus the sync. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Players can now access their following while they're choco. So this was another adjustment now. You can queue with your chocobo minion for Duty Finder, Deep Dungeon, Instance Quest Battles, Raid Finder, Aquapolis, and Novice. They basically said they fixed this by making it declared as a pet, like a summon. And you can also do leaves, gathering leaves, and stuff like that. Players can now access Chocobo Porters while their Chocobo companion summoned. And players can summon them even if they're in a full party. So the way this works, essentially you can have, it's not considered a player anymore, but a total of 16. And that's if you don't have a pet. Because the Chocobo is considered a pet and it does not interfere. So if you are a summoner, you can have another one there. So, those are options. They're considered like pets, but they're still going to basically function the same. They just found a loophole so they can add it. New items have been added. These look, the top ones are Dunescape. The bottom ones look like dungeon gear. New crafting recipes. They've made some adjustments to some other crafting recipes. Items have been changed. They basically, for the XP, they've increased it. For a lot of these, they've all increased. They've made old items that used to take a specialization do not require that anymore. Old Alexander gear is dyeable. Oh, this is from old Alexander Savage, can now be dyed. So this is probably the first one. So you have the Savage gear. And then certain items can now be exchanged for crafting materials, so you can exchange those for other things. These are probably the new things. Some of these items have been changed from miscellaneous to seasonal, which was pumpkin cooking starlight gift. Let's see here. Got some other things. New tradable items. The difficulty of synthesizing HQ items using quick synthesis has been reduced. So now you have a better chance if you quick synthesize to get a high quality. More items can be sold, desynthesized, submitted for expert delivery missions. So this is probably all the old void art. You can get that turned in. XP gained for gathering and crafting has been increased for levels 1 through 55. Which will be good because I'm a little behind. They've added some new big fishing spots in Ishgard. Adjustments have been made to fishing. You can see that here. New items have been added to certain NPCs. There's been adjustments to the House of Spoilers. What are these quartz? So these are all for crafting and actually that's all gathering. New chocobo barding. A new mount has been added, and it doesn't say where. We have new minions, new achievements. Creating a lot of unique recipes. Catching fish. Echoes. So these are the relics, it looks like. Fatalities. These are PvP. High level full. Now it's saying that following duties towards the high level. I thought all these had been considered, or this is the high level full party achievement. I guess that isn't the tank one. I was thinking this is the party finder. So now party finder can be across the world, well, the data center, the world, which should be your own server, and as well as private that you make. There's a lot of features involving here. You can use the party chat, register for duties and all that, and ready check while you're across the world. You cannot form alliances. You cannot register for custom matches, and it will say here if you're in across world. And you have an option to either allow or deny. And if you do a private, you can set up a party password, which you can share with those. And then when you try to join it, it requires that. Has a lock symbol if it does require it. Shows a little bit more. You can filter it now, it looks like, for the types you're looking for. The recruiter name search. So you can actually search for people who have this. I mean, these are all features we're probably going to need because it's going to be a lot more open. Go through here. Players' worlds will now be displayed when they are talking. So it does show which server you are from. Let's see here. So players will now be able to share information with those they have recently partied with via the content list feature. Okay. Player characters on your world server. So it looks like you can talk to them. You can even block them and send a friend request. If I'm reading this right, this is a lot bigger than what I thought. Then it sounds like you can even make friends with people on other servers. Blacklist has been adjusted. Players from other worlds can now be registered to the blacklist via the content list. Once added, their names will appear as the character used for registration. And they'll have different icons. Retainers will be able to obtain 5 of the following items, which is bamboo stick and waterfall feather. Novice temporary. The time at which pets are temporarily disabled while mounting has been changed. Will now be disabled immediately after using a mount and will not reappear until you have dismount. Looks like we have a new system here for the novice network. Players who have not played the game in 45 days or more and have at least one job at 50 will now receive returner status. Let's see. When you return, you will access the novice network, an XP bonus, partying with a mentor up to level 20, and a returner online status, which we can see here. It looks like a little flower with a crown. And then moving forward, the status of duty finder will now appear in the duty list, and it's forming it. It says how much you're forming, what you need, how much time is and what you should be waiting. Icon will appear next to those that you have completed, which is a check. I'm guessing this is to say you either done it before or maybe for the week. I'm not sure. And then looks like they have set the requirements. You can join a party in progress, undersized party, minimum eye level, the loot rules, and you can filter that. And then they're talking about the frontline freelancer here, where you can join undersized party or minimum. A unique icon will display the average item level requirements, which is 242. Pressing the spacebar or the triangle during the cutscene will toggle text auto advance on or off, an option that will be displayed if it's indicating it's on, so it has rotating circle. The text advance speed can be adjusted by the following commands. If you hit tab or shift tab. Tab is faster, shift tab is slower. The following feature has been added to the group pose and idling camera. When activating the group pose or idling, you'll get an online status saying you're in camera mode. And they've added these actions, which are extra, and you can adjust the settings here. And then you can add screen effects, filters, a lot more options. Switching has been enabled for the following emotes, and a camera zoom function has been added. Let's see here, more of that. The visual effect of certain status effects can now be applied to players using group posed. So they're on fire here, ice, nothing going on there. And you can adjust all the lighting, stuff like that. They're really upping the screenshots. And then you can enable die preview. Some extra commands in the gear set. The display item name for the glamour item text has been adjusted. Players can now set their hotbar layouts, so you can actually grid these up your own now if you want. I'll probably be having a lot more fun with this because I know there's certain bars that only have that. Let's see here. The following text over other people's has been categorized as pop-up text, so a lot more UI. Okay. And then some of this, where the sections for these adjustments are, how you can adjust them, and I'll even show you what they'll look like. Let's play help test or help text. And then we have some emotes. Auto translate has been added. A world that you have chosen, Danger Zone, will be selected automatically when creating new characters. Please note that you will be given the option to choose another world before completing the character. The number of hairstyles shown at one time when creating characters have increased, so now you don't have to create and go straight to get a haircut or anything like that. We have the items and their levels here. So we have all that going through here. Some armor, the body of the pressing darkness. So we're going to go through here, scroll through, see what else we got here. Some rings. We have some seafood. It says the Thunder Scale, the Lord of Lords. Okay. And then they have some tables, some furnishings, stuff like that. Diablo's miniature. And then, so this is probably, this is the demon miniature. Some picture frames, example paintings, some random stuff. So this is Junkmonger Permanent A2. Some cards. So these are different cards you can get. Sky Armor, so those are cards, minions. Other, some more of the equestrian rolls, new recipes. I'm not really going to cover these. So that's about it for the patch notes. Let me know, of course, what you're looking forward to most about this. I'll probably be looking forward to, like I said, in these odd number ones, I enjoy most the story, and especially with Stormblood around the corner, there's a lot of story to be told. Of course, this is only part 1, so this will not wrap up the story completely. Story 2 will be around, the part 2 of that will be around the corner. It's always nice to do the 24-man raids. They're a nice break from the content, helps me upgrade my gear. But like I said, my main thing's the story. I didn't find it, but I did skim towards the end once we get into the items. But don't forget, this is also, we got the final bird, and we got the Curran version of that, so now we can get that. I actually have 0 birds currently, and I haven't finished pony farming. I actually have to get 1 more, and then hopefully I'll be streaming Final Fantasy XIV here soon. I will either be streaming it tomorrow or Wednesday, it depends. I'm trying to finish up Final Fantasy XV, because with Final Fantasy XIV we have the Gario event, and I definitely want to get that started, finish that as soon as possible, and get it out of the way. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I can breathe a lot easier when I get these collaborations done and know they're done. So of course, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe to my channel to stay updated, and once again, it's been a pleasure, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.